Today on This Fire, are you satisfied with your long-distance service? Watch out, AT&T and Verizon. There's a new phone company in town. Can you hear me now? It's Jesus. This Fire starts now.
You know what a Christian nationalist is? A Christian nationalist is a Christian who loves their nation.
Hello and welcome back to This Fire, the only podcast where usually we're taking a look at every episode of Fire By Nite as we look back at the Satanic Panic of the 80s, 90s, and today. But we're here today with another profile in Christian nationalism. As always, I'm your host, Steve, and sitting across from me is my brother from the very same mother, Alec. Alec, say hi.
Hi, how are you?
How you doing today, brother man?
I'm doing all right. You pulled a switcheroo on me.
I pulled a switcheroo on you? How?
Well, because I assumed that this episode would be a normal episode.
Yeah.
And then you said, like, a day or two ago, we're going to do something a little bit different.
We're going to do something a little different. You didn't have to do any preparation for this one, though.
That's true, but you love it. I'm almost more scared of these.
When he shows up and I'm wearing the red, white, and blue, brother, he knows he's in for a ride.
I got tied up for the last one, I think, right?
Listen, so I needed you to watch that movie. I needed you to watch Melania with me. Today I didn't make you watch anything.
This is true.
But we're going to talk about something. We wanted to do, listen, this whole episode started out as I was doing research for a more traditional profile in Christian nationalism. We did Paula White last year. We obviously did the Melania one, but that's not about a person. That's about a movie. I wanted to sit down and do a little bit of research on your pal and mine, Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. And that's how this started out. But that is not what we are looking at today. Alec, when I say the words Mike Johnson to you, what do you think of? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Cuck?
Oh, God. I mean, kind of what I'm going for here. Alec, if I were to say the word covenant eyes to you.
Oh, I did.
What does that mean to you? What does that mean? Covenant eyes.
I'm dreading the day that you make us download.
No, after I've looked up just how bad that is for your computer in terms of the level of spyware and the amount of permissions that need to be granted.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, that's probably not something we're going to be doing. But what does that mean to you? What covenant eyes for the uneducated listener? What is covenant eyes?
I mean, it's basically like spyware so that you can watch a partner or somebody that you, I guess, are supposed to trust.
That sounds way kinkier than
listen.
I mean, the whole thing is pretty kinky.
Listen, this is not my thing.
It's not my thing. It's not your thing. It's not your thing.
It's basically a way to keep to check on your people so that you make sure that everybody's staying accountable.
Yep, the word.
It's accountability, but it's accountability
software.
Wait, wow, accountability.
Oh yes.
Yes.
So Mike Johnson famously talked about how he and his son are accountability buddies, and they've
never.
You're dancing around the $5 word here, pornography. It is for screening pornography, making sure that your friends and family are not looking at illicit adult materials on your computer. And so what Covenant Eyes does is intermittently take screenshots. It's always running in the background. If it recognizes keywords on screen, it will screenshot that and send it to your accountability buddy.
That's when you got to get creative.
That's spoken like a man that knows. But Alec, Covenant Eyes. What if I were to tell you that you could have an entire mobile phone plan like that? Not just the internet, okay? When I was doing my research for the Mike Johnson episode, I stumbled upon this article in the MIT Technology Review. Artificial Intelligence, a new U.S. phone network for Christians aims to block porn and gender-related content. So this is an article about a phone service that just launched yesterday, May 5th, called Radiant Mobile. Okay. So Radiant Mobile is it says here, a mobile virtual network operator, which is kind of like, if you think about the example that they use here is Trump's version of it, Trump Mobile, right? He doesn't have his own cell phone towers. He doesn't have anything like that, but he's basically created like it's like private labeling beer, right? You're taking over kind of part of another network's
You're
service.
you're subletting towers.
You're
basically.
subletting towers. In this particular case, it's T-Mobile.
Oh man,
That
must feel pretty bad for people who are on T-Mobile.
Well, that's the thing, right? So T-Mobile kind of gets to walk away from this feeling like it's scot-free on it because
that being said, I feel like T-Mobile is like the
one that lets itself get used.
Right. Because in Canada, I think they let a bunch of other like Canadian.
Well, that's a different
that's
a different thing where everybody's stuff turns into different things once you cross the border. But like this is specifically through a MVNO manager called Compax Digital. So this is like this company that will kind of act as an intermediary between your T-Mobile, your Verizon, and these boutique companies that want to create a specialized version of a mobile carrier, right?
Okay.
I actually want to say that Mint Mobile, the Ryan Reynolds thing, is this. I like.
Well, I mean, not this.
Well, no, not this, but like using another carrier's towers to be able to create a custom service to like keep costs down or specialize in different things, right? So this article has a lot of very interesting things here. So again, this service, Radiant Mobile, is like, I mean, to say it's Covenant Eyes on a phone is not doing it service because you can put Covenant Eyes on a phone. There's a Covenant Eyes app.
I feel like having Covenant Eyes on a phone that's tied to this network is like putting a hat on a hat.
Yeah. No, you wouldn't want it on this. This is like if you want extra protection. It's like wearing a condom on a condom.
It doesn't work.
Covenant Eyes on your Radiant Mobile phone. But what the difference here is that they are blocking it at the carrier level. This is not like a piece of software that goes on your iPhone or your Android.
What happened to small government?
This isn't government. This is just, this is Radiant Mobile making decisions for you. You're asking them to come in and hold your hand in this journey we call accountability. It's every man's struggle.
This is like psychotic.
So like, at the carrier level, they are basically blacklisting a bunch of, or although would that even be the right term? Isn't blacklisting something you're allowed to go on or whatever?
No, when you blacklist, it means that you're
it means you're
not
nixed.
allowed,
but
right?
but I feel like there's a different thing in IT or whatever.
Blocking?
It's a block, right?
Yeah.
Like that's put on a bunch of categories, right? So sexuality, LGBT, violence, racism, all sorts of stuff. And
but that's all the stuff that people love looking up on porn sites.
We're going to try to take a look at that in a second. But here's the interest. There's something that caught my eye. Fisher, the guy who was running this thing, Paul Fisher, the Radiant Mobile's founder,
there's no shot
is pursuing the nuclear option. He says Radiant is working with the Israeli cybersecurity company a lot to block categories of content such as material about violence or self-harm. Some categories are banned by default and cannot be allowed even for adult users. So here's the thing is it's broken down. There's stuff that's straight up blocked. And then there's stuff that's like, you have some level of control over it. Like you're able to use an app to whitelist. That's what I was going for. Like whitelist, like certain levels of things. Right.
Sure.
So this includes pornography. Chris Kilmus, a minister in Orlando, who's recruited to be the company's chief operating officer.
So you can whitelist pornography?
No, you cannot. You'll
cannot.
See
That's
the
an
list.
Exception. Okay.
It's as part of the reason he got involved was to offer Christians a real way to do something about what he sees as a pornography crisis in the faith. He was appalled at the recent survey showing that 67% of pastors have a personal history with porn use, and the other 33% were lying.
This is like
he worries that his 6 children will come across porn on their devices, even if only inadvertently. Yeah.
I mean, it's just like you only hear about this stuff from people who have problems. Like you don't like, this is like,
yes.
Just like, my brain is just like trying to, like, it's just like.
You're having a hard time with this
spinning wheel of death. Like I just can't process like
Yeah, no, I get you. This is, it's a lot to chew on. The Israeli, I'm going to say again, Israeli cybersecurity company, a lot, groups website domains into more than 100 categories, which include pornography, but also include violence, malware, gaming, and in Radiant Mobile's case, sects, which includes websites about Satanism. So if you're on Radiant Mobile, you don't have to worry about getting this fire because you don't got it.
Yeah.
So if one of the users tries to visit a website that belongs to a blocked category, the page won't load. That's harsher than an app-based content blocker like Covenant Eyes, a porn-quitting app that sends notifications to your friends and family if you slip up.
Which lets you do it, but
then we'll tell your friends and family. It's the narc, right? So yeah. Here's one of my favorite parts. Well, you know what? First, we got to talk about the LGBT question here, right? Because let's be clear here. So, like, one of the things that it has, it's not lumping together sexuality and pornography entirely, right? Pornography is blocked, but obviously, you might be somebody that wants their teens to be able to access websites that are talking about, like, sexual health or reproduction or whatever.
And like if Dave Rubin wants to talk about himself, then that's like,
yeah, actually, I wonder how they would handle that.
What is it going to block?
How would they handle
stuff about Dave Rubin?
Dave Rubin and his husband and his kids that he adopted. But like that's where it becomes kind of like weirdly, wishy-washy here, right? Because they're blocking stuff that is considered LGBT content, right?
Sure.
But then, okay, well, if you have a website that is about sexual health and it uses too much of that language, is too affirming of LGBT identities, that's going to go on the blacklist, even if it's not something that, like is sexual.
This medical report that has too much penis on it.
Yeah, well, exactly, right? I mean, they use the example here. It's like Fisher illustrates the subjectivity of such decisions with a recent example involving Yale University. Its general website, yale.edu, is categorized by ALOT as education. But they have a subsection of one of their websites that's totally focused on, trans equality, Fisher says, referring to lgbtq.yale.edu. Because it's a distinct domain, Radiant Mobile is able to place it in the sexuality category and block it. Yale's main website remains unblocked for now, but if we see the LGBTQ content on the front pages consistently,
they're going to block
we'll
Yale
block
as a
them
whole.
too. Right. So it's
so nobody that has this carrier is going to Yale. That's for sure.
Where are they to begin with, I guess, is the big question. But you get the point here. Is like this is small potatoes right now, right? This is something that we can poke fun of and make fun of Radiant Mobile a little bit. But let's say this caught on, and all of a sudden these websites and these schools and whatever wanted to kowtow to 1/3 of the country that's using this cell service.
Or I mean, honestly, we're seeing it in terms of TV. If I don't know if the FCC has any control over communication, not TV.
Well, yeah, obviously it does.
But like cell phone kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like if the government starts pushing on cell phone carriers to start acting similar, then you start, dominoes start falling.
Well, that's the thing, is like it just becomes a cooling effect on free speech, right? Here's an interesting fact about Fisher. Managing website block lists is a professional pivot for Fisher, who spent his career not in telecoms, but in fashion. He was an agent for supermodels like Naomi Campbell and members of the Hilton and Getty families. And he later hosted a reality show where he found people in rehab facilities and homeless shelters and tried to turn them into models. So a history of exploitation from this guy.
Great.
He ultimately left the industry and now says he regrets the role he played in it. Am I proud that I spent 35 years creating star models or star influencers? No, not at all, he says.
Yeah, I know you're not.
So,
you don't spend 35 years making the same mistakes over and over again.
Well, there's forgiveness for us all.
Well,
so he saw commercials for Mint Mobile and how it had been acquired by T-Mobile, and he thought to himself he liked the business model but didn't have a particular audience in mind. So clearly this was an ideological journey for him. Then came a late night revelation. God is talking to me, Fisher recalls. Do something in the faith-based industry, Fisher. He set out to build the first cell network that would only let in content deemed compatible with Christianity.
What a manipulative, capitalist.
I love that he didn't start with a clear idea and then it's like, I know. I can take advantage of Christians. Perfect. Here's something terrifying, though. Fisher says the company has received $17.5 million in investment from Compax Ventures. This was the intermediary, right? Part of the company serving as the technical middleman between Radiant and T-Mobile. Roger Bringman, a vice president at NVIDIA, is Radiant Mobile's lead investor and a silent partner.
Man, Nvidia's been like up
Yeah.
to some garbage over the last few years.
Well, we're going to explore a why here in just a second. Brinkman recently also funded a new
sad.
complex at Austin Christian University in Texas, which bills itself as the University for Christian Entrepreneurs.
Okay.
But here's the thing, Alec, right? So if we're blocking, like let's say, look, there is content on Disney Plus where, Star Wars movies and they have same-sex relationships, right? But you're not going to be able to block individual movies, right?
Yeah.
So that probably means that Disney Plus is not on this service,
Oh, I bet.
right?
Yeah.
So how do you fill that gap, right? What you're going to give your kid a cell phone, right? And they don't have access to all their favorite features. To fill the gap left by all the sites being blocked, the company intends to offer a library of religious content, including AI-generated Bible videos. It plans to use characters like Cinderella, Tinkerbell, and others. It has
Does
obtained the
Disney
rights
have-
from the entertainment and media company Elf Labs, which has been amassing rights to hundreds of children's characters. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying, like, so many of the, like, main Disney characters are already in the public domain. So it's like,
Yeah, but if let's
to police something like
let's go to
that.
their website real quick here. So first off,
are you sure you want this on your computer?
Yeah,
I
no,
feel like-
I've already been on this site a whole lot. Oh, it launches May 5th. We can say order now.
No, don't.
No, we're not going to watch the
Oh
Make
my-
the Switch thing guide here.
Oh my God.
So here is
no more porn.
No more porn. And the verse up here, Psalms 34:5, to those who look at him are radiant and their faces shall never be ashamed. So never be ashamed of your phone plan here, Alan.
I'm not ashamed to look at porn.
If we, oh God, I don't want to talk
That's
to you
not
about.
my
I don't want
problem.
to talk to you about this. We're going to Radiant Shield so we can block you. So again, there's a diagram here of how it's blocked at the network level, right? There's the open internet, scary open internet. And the explicit content reaches the Radiant mobile servers, blocks it, right? And it doesn't even make it to the cell tower. It doesn't make it to your device. I love the device level filtering here for other carriers. And the explicit content makes it all the way through and gets to the end and says, oh, it was blocked too late. Uh-oh, those pesky teenagers got the porn.
What do you mean it was blocked too late? It's either not being blocked at all or it's
Right. Well, like you said, you can work around these things on a device level filter, right?
I bet there's a way to get around this on Radiant.
So let's take a look at this right here, right? So we have a little map out of some of the things that they will filter out for you, right? And we've got, it's open, it's the stop sign for, it's not
Oh, is
allowed
that a
at
stop
all.
sign?
Yeah. And then the little yellow warning triangle for things that can be approved if it's like an adult, the account holder approves it, right? So like adware. Okay, so like displays
Adware.
ads on the device in an intrusive way. You could let it all in. You could let all of that in.
That's what they let in.
Dating is allowed on adult devices, but could be approved on teen and child. That
Okay.
seems like if you have something flagged as a child account, maybe just put the stop sign on that one, buddy. Gambling. Apparently adults can do it.
Well, not
They're cool.
legally.
They're cool with that. Teens and childs can have it approved. Games, explicit mature content games. Boom, done.
Oh, that's where they draw the line.
Blocked even for adults. Glamour. So this would be like Fisher's former TV show here, right? We're seeing that adults can take a look at it, but teens and kids need permission. Hackers. Everybody needs permission for hackers.
Wait, who gives adults permission?
Yourself. So,
Right? Wouldn't that just be open?
no, I mean, maybe that's just like
Or
one.
it's like maybe it's the default, but you can turn it off kind of thing?
Well, it's like maybe just one extra layer. Like the default is that it's off, but you can say, no, I want to know about the pirate stuff. I want to be a hacker. Right. So harmful drugs banned for teens and child. So again, I would
But
like
it's
to,
fine for
I would,
adults.
I would like to point out that dating, again, like they can put the block on the child accounts here. Like
Yeah.
maybe dating, you don't put on the child account.
Yuck.
Malware, sites containing malicious code or programs such
Why
as
is
viruses
this-
or Trojans.
Why is it even an option?
You could let it in if you want.
No.
Let me in.
Oh my God.
Models. Yeah,
Ah,
sites
they're not
containing
gonna block
photographs of
models.
models. No, they're for adults not. But phishing scams, you can let that in if you want. Piercings and tattoos, same
This
thing.
is insane.
Okay, so porn, nothing, right? You can't let that in. Here's
Okay, hold on. If I put malware on my Radiant,
Mhm.
on my Radiant device,
Yes.
can that malware circumvent their blocks to get me the porn?
No, I don't think so, because it's
but
like,
I already have
it's
the malware on
like
there.
part of this is like explicitly saying that you cannot install a VPN on these to circumvent their servers. If it sees that traffic coming in, you're done.
Then what
So-
am I using the malware for then?
I mean, you wouldn't be using malware. What are you talking about? Listen, okay, so porn, done. Nothing,
Okay.
right? Racism. Now, here's a question I have. So
What do they define as racism?
that is what I would like to wonder here, is what they define as pornography and racism.
I mean,
because,
it's definitely anti-white racism.
let's be clear here. There are going to be people that view a same-sex kiss in a sitcom as pornographic.
Yes.
So does that fall under here? And so all of a sudden, Hulu, you know, like having Will and Grace or whatever, like, nope, done, you're done, right?
Yeah.
Same with racism. Like, I have a sneaking suspicion that a lot of the audience that is interested in Radiant Mobile might be interested in a website like Breitbart, which up until just a few years ago had a discrete section on it titled Black Crime. So, you know, does that get in through the racism filter? Who's to say? I guess we'll find out when we sign up for our account later.
Oh, I'm not paying for this.
Satanism and cultism, sites on organizations universally accepted as sects as well as Satanism. Organizations considered an accepted religion in any country are not included.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Mhm.
Loopholes. What about a website that's technically run by a church but has a whole page dedicated to Satanism?
I bet that gets through. But at the same time, you know, I think it's an edge case, right? Like who the heck knows? I think we'd be banned right off the bat. Sexuality, sites that provide information on sex and teenagers and sexual education without pornographic content. It's blocked by default, but you can let it in if you want. Spyware, violence and cyberbullying.
Spyware is allowed because they got all that Covenant eyes on.
The violence and cyberbullying. Apparently, that's banned for teenagers
But
and
adults
children. But
can do
adults,
it.
you can whitelist it if you want.
Okay.
And then violence, self-harm, blocked across the board.
Good.
Extremism and terrorism blocked across the board. But again, who's defining these things?
Well, and also, what does that do for like news stories?
Right. And
Like-
if you're taking on the mantle of like, you know, like, okay, well, I define terrorism as anybody who criticizes America, you know, all of a sudden,
Right.
you're blocking YouTube.
They're not going to hear anything about Iran, #1 terrorist organization in the world.
Yeah, and weapons, how to build bombs and things like that.
You know what?
Blocked
Fair
across
on
the board.
that.
Fair enough, but whatever. Right? And there's 120 categories that you can go in and you can control.
There's more categories?
Yeah, so
my
that's our little our little sample there for sure. And they do give you a little breakdown here, comparing themselves directly to Covenant Eyes. So they're a competitor, and they're nowhere near as good. They don't have anywhere near as amount of the amount of green check marks, right? But again, if they're blocking all of this content, I think, Alec, you probably want to know what
do they get access to?
What do they get access to? As it says in Matthew 26, 40 through 41, watch and pray that you may not enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So
Damn.
The old snoo verse here. If we're going to take a look at what
Oh, look at this Roman guy.
it's the story of Saint Sebastian. Should we take a look at the trailer for this?
Wait, did they make this?
Yes.
Or is this real people?
280 AD,
This isn't real people.
the Roman Empire is
tell me.
ruled by the iron fist of Emperor Diocletian, crushing its people.
Ew, did you see the way his arms bent? What the hell?
Watch this guy's head.
He's getting stoned.
It's a time of savage persecution, a reign of terror unleashed
Oh, here
on a
come the
single
lions.
hunted group, the Christians.
Yo, did you see how that
Heart
guy's
of the
head turned
empire,
around?
Rebellion is brewing.
He went on his
The
back.
lone voice of defiance from the Emperor's inner circle.
Nvidia's getting its money's worth
His
out of this
own
one.
elite commander,
Nvidia
the
has
unbreakable
the capabilities of making
Sebastian.
something better than
He steps
this.
out of the shadows.
Look how handsome he
He
is.
stands
he's
before
so
the
pretty.
tyrant, risking everything to protect the faithful.
He is not mine alone. He is the savior of the whole world. That's just your blind faith. No, Dominus. This faith belongs to me, to you, and to all the world. The truth found in thee, one true God. Take him, tie him to the tree, and shoot him with arrows. Let's see if his God.
See, now
will
I can tell you're
save
riveted.
him.
You stop talking.
I'm just like,
Look at this. Look how they have him tied up. There's
I
not
like-
the ropes like connecting to something in his back. I don't know if we're going to be able to show this on the YouTube feed, to be honest.
You can't show a naked guy.
No,
Oh, jeez.
Kidding.
Blur this out.
Eviscerated.
Yeah, blur that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to blur this. So this is okay.
Yet,
No, well,
there's a
listen,
twist.
if it's okay for them to show this on their network, how come we can't show this on YouTube?
Well, I don't think that they have content
returns to bear
content ID or
speak the
violence
truth.
trackers on there. Say. So Saint Sebastian, the
Oh, well,
story of Saint
that's-
Sebastian, coming soon to Radiant Mobile,
Well,
right?
that's something.
Listen, yes,
Oh, with AI, you could have the real person being the real person.
yeah, the real Saint Sebastian.
Not act. He's not an actor. It's Saint Sebastian right there, right?
Yeah,
So
he's existing in the ether,
Yeah.
right? But listen, obviously that was a little too violent for children, right?
was-
you need
that was a
you
little
need
much.
children's content.
they do have children's content.
They
It's-
do.
It's called Veggie Tales.
Well, they also have a series of Bible stories narrated by
You would go
none
down
other than Disney starlet Snow White.
Hello, kids.
Oh
Today's true
my
story comes
God. Her
from the
mouth wasn't
Bible
even
in
moving for a
Genesis
minute.
chapters 2 and 3. It's about the very first people God created, Adam and Eve,
Your
and how they were made to walk closely
copyright
with
free
him.
version of Snow
Come
White.
closer,
She's
and let's begin. God created a perfect place called the Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
sleet
everything was
eggshell white. What's the
Everything was
Rain-
good, and everything.
Are you having a
was
stroke?
filled
rain black?
with
I'm trying to think of a name, an off-brand name for
Oh,
her.
for Snow White,
God
eggshell
formed Adam
white.
from the dust of the ground.
Okay, I like it. I'll say all right.
Ew, he's
Ooh,
breathing right into him.
this is hot.
He breathed his own breath into Adam.
Look how hot Adam is.
Became
Nice.
alive.
Ew, his jaw opened up a little weird.
I mean, this is going to be
This
somebody's
place is incredible.
awakening.
Look how beautiful everything is.
I feel so refreshed.
God said
Somebody
it
get me a
wasn't good for
toothbrush.
Adam to be alone.
Look, they animated the nipples on him. Okay, but here
So
we go.
God
We
We're
don't
gonna,
even
created
get
a
that in
woman.
Disney movies
we're gonna
anymore.
get
Made
Eve.
with the same love, care, and purpose.
But look, they have to give her a dress because you don't want to show the form.
You can't wait.
Wow.
No, but she's naked there,
Look
maybe.
at this place. Look how beautiful everything is. God is so kind.
I'm telling you right now, there is some
He truly
tween
is.
that is going
God
to
didn't
watch
stay
this,
far
and this is
away.
going to be like, oh,
I mean,
I wasn't
Every
thinking
day
about
he
these
walked
things
with Adam and
before.
Eve, talking with them, laughing with them, and loving them.
oh, not for long though.
Whoa.
What did you discover today?
We saw birds dancing in the sky.
And the lion cubs played at our feet.
Ew.
made this garden
There's
for
a
you.
tree that looks
Walk
really,
with
really
me.
good.
Learn from me.
Tastes great.
Enjoy my
You did
presence.
what?
God created you to walk closely with him. Have a wonderful day, kids.
Wait, that's it?
Bye.
They're not getting to the
It was a part 3. So, like, this is the 3-part short form series. It says coming March 26th, but this is all that's on here. I would like to put Aaron Studios. You
Wait,
should be
wait,
ashamed of
wait, hold
yourselves.
on.
What?
the service launched May 5th.
Yeah, yesterday.
How did this launch March?
I mean, they might have been putting these stories out on another platform. Maybe it's on Bentkey, the
What's
the
Bentkey?
Daily Wire children's service.
Well, that doesn't exist anymore now.
I would like to point out that I also watched the promo here for the
Hi,
Noah's
kids.
Ark adventure.
This is Snow White.
Hey, this is Snow White.
Today's story is about
And they do
Plentiful.
the classic error here of the lions on the boat both being males.
Oh, you can't do that.
Yeah, so
For everyone.
when they go on the boat, let's see.
Safe
There you go,
Ah.
two male lions. This is LGBT content. I'm telling you. So, yep.
Unbelievable.
And also, like the AI Snow White at the end, you got to check this out. Her eyes start to drift off from the camera.
Oh, kids, just like with Noah, God gives us promises. This Bible story reminds us that God is faithful.
Who you talking to,
all the
Snow?
time,
Oh,
and that he
I'm
loves
over
us
here.
No matter what.
I'm over here, Snow.
As you go throughout your day,
Yeah, what?
Just starts to
that you
look
are
over to the
loved by God.
side.
And it's not even like, oh man, she's just looking off into the distance and then brings it back to the camera. It's just like something's going on over
no,
there.
there's something off about this. So yeah, no, this is Radiant Mobile. So are you sold?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, phone plans. Let's check it out. $29.99 a month. So I checked it out. This is cheaper than T-Mobile if we're getting a singular line. So they are kind of going the Mint Mobile route of like undercutting a little bit, right? So
I think
however,
Mint Mobile might be cheaper than this.
I don't think so, but I will say that this coverage in terms of what they offer is not as good. Like,
Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, is Mint Mobile giving Is Mint Mobile giving us
Well,
like awesome
I mean,
AI made content?
I mean, in terms of T-Mobile, even it says 6. So it's the unlimited 5G plan, but then you're capped at 6 gigs. So that's false advertising right off the bat.
You can't have 5G coming into your house. That's
right. I know.
That's you got to put a limit on that.
I feel personally very uncomfortable about this. Like, you need to have a Faraday cage around your phone at all times. It's crazy that it doesn't work and you can't watch the AI content. It's just nuts.
I put this thing around my phone so the 5G wouldn't get in, but I can't use my phone now.
Exactly. But listen, Alec, we tend to be a retro podcast, right? We're looking at things from the 80s and the 90s.
I want to look to the future sometimes.
Well, first we have to look at our future here, right? But would it shock you if I were to tell you that this is not the first time that something like this happened?
Do you mean somebody trying to make a scam?
It's a scam. Whoa, geez.
Service?
That's cold.
It wouldn't shock me.
So listen, let's hop in the time machine. We're gonna go. We're going back to 1997.
Oh, that's earlier than I thought it was.
We're going back to 1997. Alec, what do you know about a man named Bob Larson?
It sounds familiar.
We've seen him before.
We have seen him before.
We are going to take a much deeper dive into Bob Larson in a future episode. But for now, what you need to know about him is he's a man of God.
Is that a baby on that thumbnail?
He's an evangelist. Don't comment on what you see it on screen.
Okay.
He's an exorcist.
Ah, hell yeah.
And he is a big figure in the media as it covered the Satanic Panic, especially during the 80s and 90s.
Okay.
But by 1997, post-Satanic Panic, he had fully taken a turn into like Christian nationalism, right? As can be seen in this intro to his 1997 videotape, Reclaiming America.
Oh, no.
Youth gangs, AIDS, children on drugs, illiteracy on college campuses, teen pregnancy, same-sex marriage, corruption in the White House, venereal diseases, racial hatred, sex and violence on TV, school prayer, illegal. Then you got to fade out real slow on that one. Bob
We are
Larson.
living in a time of intense spiritual warfare. Never before have our country's most fundamental ideals been so aggressively attacked, not only by political and social forces, but even by major corporations that are committed to supporting activities and behaviors that threaten to destroy our culture.
That is absolutely not his
But there's
original
a new
hair color,
movement
though.
of hope sweeping across America. A movement to reclaim the moral foundation on which our nation was built. And leading the way is Lifeline, the long-distance phone carrier dedicated to changing the heart and soul of America.
I don't understand.
Headquartered in Oklahoma City, Lifeline is blazing trails in the fight to save traditional family values by donating 10% of every domestic long-distance phone bill to Christian ministries and charities nationwide.
Yes, go. What don't you understand?
I mean, okay, so there's no policing there because how do you? I mean, I guess you could block numbers, but like,
okay, you're saying like what the difference between like Covenant Eyes / Radiant Mobile and a long distance telephone service in the 1990s,
right?
I mean, you could block 900 numbers.
You
right?
could but there's a lot like this. What this says to me is this is not about a policing thing, right? Because like Radiant Mobile, Covenant Eyes, that's all about policing and locking yourself up so that you don't do the bad things, right?
Yes.
That just seems like he's slapping a cross on his own business and says,
here's the difference. Okay. So this was a company that was founded in 1990. That was, as we heard, headquartered in Oklahoma City. It was a subsidiary / like private label of a company called Amerivision Communications. Okay. And for what you'd get, it was like a little more expensive than your average long distance provider. Okay. But as it said in that video, they would be giving a cut. They would be giving 10%. They'd basically be tithing to Christian charities and Christians. So the idea here is don't give your money to people that are, like these AT&T and these other places that are just going to give it to things you don't believe in. Give it to us. and we will donate, whatever. And
but if they're more expensive,
pay no mind that it's more expensive, and then you're just basically letting them decide what they want to give the money to. And then on top of that, because it's more expensive, they don't have to cut into their own profits at all.
Right. Like that's the thing. It's not like it's like, oh man, like it's the same price and they're donating a portion or whatever. No, you're just like at that point, you might as well be paying for AT&T and then also paying into your church.
Yeah.
Which you were probably doing
anyways. But I don't know. Maybe you could consider this your tithe. Do you think a local church would be okay with that?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
If anything, I think they'd be pretty pissed.
So there was actually a write-up in 1996 about this in Wired magazine in an article called Calling for Christ.
Do you think that there is a 1-800 number for Christ, to talk to Jesus?
I was calling the 1-800 number to try and talk to Lifeline last night, and they did not.
They don't exist anymore.
Well, we'll get to that. We will get to that. But in this article, Calling for Christ, they highlight the fact that it says, we don't want to work with the secular world on anything that's not built around Christ, says Carl Thompson, Lifeline's vice president.
But we will put their ads on our websites.
Yeah, well, Lifeline, a program of AmeriVision, an Oklahoma City-based long-distance company, donates 10% of its clients' monthly home phone bills to conservative Christian causes, such as Randall Terry's Operation Rescue, Pat Robertson's American Center for Law and Justice. This is the Jay Sekulow aligned place. By creating the first fully wired kingdom of God, Thompson dreams that his company can save America from the perils of moral turpitude. Our goal is to change the world for Christ with every call. Now, in their case, it looks like what they did was actually start to buy switchers themselves. So this wasn't just private labeling like an AT&T thing. They were a lot more serious about this. A former atheist, Thompson, says that he encountered the fear of God after his daughter took him to church a few years ago. It's always these like recent converts that are really getting into this. It's like, but I have an idea.
Right. I mean,
it's business people who
it's fresh in their heads.
So Thompson says he encountered the fear of God after his daughter took him to church a few years ago. He says that he took a job at Lifeline because it was what God wanted him to do. Now he leads Bible study at the company and derides homosexuals for bringing destruction to millions of people. In its marketing efforts, Lifeline tries to draw customers away from AT&T and MCI by bashing the telcos for supporting gays and lesbians through diversity training seminars and domestic partner benefits. Lifeline's moral autonomy is so sacred that it decided to stop renting lines from long-distance carrier Wiltrell and bought its own switch for more than $1 million. Thompson thinks it's worth it. We want to use our own switches and our own networks so we don't have to rely on the secular world, he boasts. We're not here to make people like us. We're here to take over in the name of Jesus Christ.
Do you think the people that are subscribed to Lifeline just get called constantly?
You mean like they're being sold to like spam and stuff?
Right.
Like, well, like that was so much less common in the 90s. Like now it's like crazy.
Like if this existed now in some capacity,
you would be
overrun with just, general garbage, but I would not be shocked if you were getting calls from like, big like evangelical, like, hey, can we count on like donations kind of stuff?
Not for nothing.
Just constantly.
The way that this stuff works and like, I went to a Catholic college, right? Sure. And, it wasn't evangelical by any stretch of the imagination, but the permeability between departments that like really borderlined in terms of unethical, you would have like a counselor and you would have a student go to this was a specific situation. I remember a student going to their counselor to talk about how they were gay. Mm-hmm. And then that student was approached by a priest saying, counselor so-and-so talked to us and we're really praying for you. Completely breaching it, right? God. I could easily see a situation where, like that counselor thought she was doing good because she was just handing it off to the Lord, right? Mm-hmm. I could easily see a world where somebody running Lifeline is like, well, of course we're going to give the names of our subscribers to causes that we care about because we want them to be connected. It's all part of this, right? And not see any moral issue with it, right? But again, like you heard here, like a major rallying point of all of this was the fact that like AT&T and other telecoms, they were donating to LGBTQ friendly organizations, gay pride parades, like festivals and things. In this article from the Reno Gazette Journal from 1996, it actually leads off when AT&T asked Ann Rock to sign up for a long distance service, she didn't ask about rates or service. She asked about abortion and homosexuality. AT&T supports a lot of things that I don't want to support, said the Livonia, Michigan woman. I don't care what rate you want to offer me. It's the principle. Rock is a customer of Lifeline, a fundamentalist Christian long-distance service that donates 10% of every bill to conservative causes. Nothing has changed, Rock said, except now my money goes to things that I support. And again, nothing has changed other than the fact that this was apparently more expensive. And apparently this also operated with exactly the kind of thing that we've seen in the past where the infighting starts almost immediately.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how long did this operate for?
So, of course, from what I could tell, about like 15 years or so, I think.
So 97-ish to...
No, 1990 to like, I was seeing articles about this all the way up through like 2005.
But Lifeline wasn't always under his... He took over in 97, right?
No.
Or was that article?
This was a different thing. The article was 96, but like 1990 was the beginning of that.
Gotcha.
I mean, but then it's got the parent company.
So about
2005. Vision, right?
So about 05.
I think. That's like, I was on newspapers.com trying to research it, and it gets really fudgy later on. Like, because this thing changes names. It's like Lifeline is also a service provided by like the FCC that's like life support kind of stuff for seniors. So it starts to get real mushy. But again, the infighting starts almost immediately, as we start to see in 1995 here, as the Catholic League quits Lifeline. So in this 1995 article from the Catholic League, it points out that over the past year, the Catholic League has advertised Lifeline to its members, and as a result, has reaped a small financial gain because it was like kicking back or whatever.
Sure.
Lifeline decided that it didn't want to support this anymore. Here's what Lifeline told Catholic Answers. The purpose of this letter is to regretfully inform you that because Catholic Answers exists to spread and defend the Roman Catholic faith, Carl Thompson, Lifeline's vice president, has decided not to go forward with your account. So the Catholic League wrote a response and then explicitly told all Catholic subscribers of Lifeline to quit. So it immediately became this thing where it was like infighting, right? Now we were talking again, like you said, about like, well, content, right? Like, is there some sort of like, like what are they blocking here? Are they blocking anything, or is this purely a financial thing?
Right.
Well, by 2000, the internet starts to propagate. And so the company, like,
did they become an internet company?
They have an internet company, right? So we see here.
Now you can start getting to it.
Former President Ronald Reagan once said, "We live in a world that is lit by lightning. So much of it is changing and will change." That is certainly true of the world internet. And our kids continue to race up and down the information superhighway. iFriendly.com stands ready to help make their journey a safe and pleasant one. Check out our commitment and our filtering philosophy for yourself at iFriendly.com. So this is where they get into like ISP territory, where they do start to do that. This was on
iFriendly
on the Internet Archive here, is that
this doesn't exist anymore.
iFriendly does not exist anymore, but it was powered by Lifeline, quote unquote. So they did start to expand into that arena of trying to like filter the internet to be a more family friendly experience, right? So this was 2000. Now we were asking, does this still exist today, right?
Yeah.
They are still registered, okay?
Oh, they still have the domain?
Well, not the domain. That's the weird thing about this, is that there's not really, like, you're not going to find like a Wikipedia article on all of this.
Yeah.
You're like, I was piecing some of this together from like trademarks that are registered and like FCC listings and stuff. What I traced this back to, though, is Amerivision Communications, which is like the blanket for all of this, basically changes the name of this. So if you see here, Lifeline Communications, effective date, and the last one that they had here was 1999. Okay. 2005, Affinity 4 comes into play here, right? So they basically rebrand, it seems like, in 2005 and become this Affinity 4, which...
Does Affinity 4 exist? Like, is this a real
seems
thing?
to exist. Whether it's a real thing or not, I couldn't tell you. It is loaded with AI, like photos and things. It more or less looks like, so if any listeners, if you've ever had like a tough time and you lose like your insurance through work, and then all of a sudden you're like, where am I going to find insurance?
It does look like an insurance website.
And you're looking at like cheap places that you're not sure if they're real insurance companies or not. And then you end up signing up for like, oh, this is like a discount plan where I can go to the dentist or whatever. That's kind of what we're looking at here, right?
I mean, it's got the same aesthetic as like an insurance.
Down to the fact that they have a section called products, right? And it's all this, right? It's like the prescription discount plan. So they do have some of that,
10%
right?
back.
Health and wellness, wireless service, savings programs, roadside assistance. So it's basically like
Man,
they
got a bunch of stuff.
They expanded the Lifeline brand into kind of all of these different things, right? Like
long distance
for profit. Yeah. You don't need long distance.
Do you still need this? That's not how anything works.
Yeah. So this now though is like when we talk about the wireless service here for Affinity 4, it does seem to be one of those mobile virtual network kind of things because it doesn't seem to have its own operations and its own towers. But if you look here, it says get nationwide coverage, America's largest, most reliable network. So
I mean,
you've heard that language before, right? Like that's gotta be T-Mobile. That's gotta be Verizon. It's gotta be something that they are subletting their towers from, right? Now, where is all this going, right? We're talking about Affinity 4. Good question. Why am I even bringing this up, right? When I was looking at this, I did stumble upon an FCC case from 2004 where the complainant, let's run down here, right? In this order, we consider the complaint filed by complainant 1 alleging that Amerivision Communications, Inc., doing business as Lifeline Communications, changed complainant's telecommunications service provider without obtaining authorization and verification from complainant in violation of commission's rules. We conclude that Lifeline's actions did result in an unauthorized change in complainant's telecommunications service, blah, 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 blah. So what we're looking at here is there is a case on the books where the liberal FCC under George W. Bush.
Were they liberal?
Found against Lifeline because what Lifeline did, and I don't have the details of this in here, and I was looking for any sort of like news coverage of this or what, but this is also small potatoes. What Lifeline did was basically suck somebody up from Comcast, right? Without actively telling them what was happening. They were reassigned to Lifeline. The person started receiving bills from Lifeline when they were supposed to be on a Comcast system, right? So you have a situation here where they're just basically stepping in and being like, we're your telephone operator now, right?
Hell you are.
Now, this is Lifeline, right? And like we said, like they weren't really filtering or whatever. They had their internet thing, but this is Lifeline specifically, right? Not any of this eye-friendly stuff. I don't want to be like alarmist. But going back to Radiant Mobile, right? Imagine a world where you've got your T-Mobile phone, right? And this thing like gets some traction. And then one day you wake up and the little spot up top where it usually says T-Mobile all of a sudden says Radiant.
I see.
And they haven't told you, right? We've already seen that. There are people that have been operating in this space that have been unscrupulous with it. We know that these people are looking to take over, right? So this is small potatoes now, right? But
because that's the thing. It doesn't even have to be like, oh man, like T-Mobile doesn't have to go away. It just means that like, they've specifically sold like
they sold a few towers.
They sold a few towers. They sold a couple markets just to be like, okay.
And they look like they're diversifying. And they look like, you know what? We're not being a monopoly. We want to just like, spin this off. And then all of a sudden you go to, check out the news and you can't go to CNN.com or whatever because, Radiant Mobile has decided that that's on their blacklist and you're now dealing with them because they're blocking stuff at the operator side.
Yeah.
It's not even like an opt-in kind of situation in that case, right?
Because that's the thing with the Lifeline was, I mean, we've already gone over it. Like, maybe they blocked some stuff or whatever, who knows? But like at the end of the day, it was more of just like an overpriced carrier that like
was donating to Christian causes.
Maybe donating to Christian stuff, right?
Yes.
But like
this is like
they're suddenly
trying to have power, right?
Like
this is a company making a power play. Now, again, this might be entirely me just being like fear-mongery, whatever, but I feel like this is the kind of thing that's justified at this point where you have a company that is getting backed by NVIDIA money that is taking its wireless network from T-Mobile, right? And looking to kind of put this draconian kind of stuff onto their consumers. I could easily see a world where there is like bleed of this into the telecom industry. And all of a sudden it's like, well, maybe we should start banning these things or these classifications of internet sites, you know, and at the very least, the chilling effect on free speech of, well, if this kind of thing takes off and becomes popular, then all of a sudden, well, we don't want our site to be blocked by Radiant. So what are we going to do? Well, just don't have the queer content on it. Don't do this.
Or they start burying stuff or whatever.
Yeah, like exactly. Like, or segregating it off into like 2 different tiers of internet or, you know, that kind of thing. This skeeves me out in a way that, like, especially as we were going down that article of like Israeli cybersecurity stuff, NVIDIA money, Christian nationalist backing. So we're signing up is what I'm saying, right? You coming with me?
No.
You coming with me?
No.
Come on, brother.
I mean,
thinking about it.
$15 a month if we split it between the 2 of us?
Do we have one line?
Yeah. I mean, not on my phone, but
yeah. So that's what
apparently we could switch in just 10 minutes. So
that's
it should
what we
be pretty
say
easy.
about Radiant Mobile here. That's what I have for you today.
Yeah,
Alec.
that's
how do you feel?
That's a problematic thing.
Yeah, you're walking away from this one feeling like well,
I mean, because it's
a little worse than when you walked in.
Because it's the kind of thing where it's like now today, nothing is siloed off, really, right? For the most part, right? Like you can't just like you can as an individual choose whatever kind of faith you want, whatever you want to do, right? But like, it's not like cell phone plans are like entirely made for one individual person at a time. They're blanket products, right? So to try to fit as many people as they can. And so, you know, sure, it's great if this was something that was specifically great for, you know, Christians that just wanted their own piece of it or whatever. Yeah. But that's not how the internet works. That's not how capitalism works. That's not how businesses work in general. There's always going to be bleeding out and not pleading in, but you know, like
bleeding in.
Like there, you know, it's always there's no like cutoff. There's no cutoff for it. So it's just like,
well, Alec,
it does.
Alec, I can tell you where there is a cutoff. After the first 10,000 subscribers, because the first 10,000 subscribers to Radiant Mobile become lifetime covenant members, where you get 20% off your yearly mobile plan, free activation fees, VIP access to Radiant events, meet and greets with Christian leaders and stars, a monthly newsletter, monthly experiences, giveaways, and raffle tickets. We didn't even touch on the raffle tickets experience of
raffle
Radiant.
Tickets for what?
They have contests. So if you can't use DraftKings anymore, your kids can gamble with these raffle tickets that they win if they play the Christian Bible games.
Just go on Kelshi.
Yeah, that's, you know what? I bet they don't block Kelshi.
I bet they don't either.
Radiant Mobile, a polymarket brand.
Oh my God.
But you know what, Alec? We'll leave it. We'll leave it there for now. We'll keep on top of Radiant Mobile because it freaks me out. But until next time, well, where can people find you?
You can find me on Blue Sky and on YouTube at the Hollow Monster Fox.
And of course, you can find us on Blue Sky, Instagram, Patreon as This Fire Pod. We actually, on our Patreon, we kind of just updated it. I'm sharing the content on there now because Patreon sent me a message saying they were going to deactivate our account if I didn't actually use the page. So patreon.com/thisfirepod. Sign up. It's a free Patreon. And I'm thinking we're going to maybe start sharing some more stuff there.
That could be fun.
For subscribers. And of course, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can reach out to us at acquirethisfire.com. We've got a contact form. And you can let us know what you think of the show, or if you have any suggestions or stories that you want to share. Did you sign up for Radiant Mobile? We want to hear about it.
Don't sign up for Radiant Mobile.
You're taking a hard stance here?
I don't recommend it. We don't. we have to.
Listen, they're cutting us in. 10%.
We got it.
I told you, they're giving us 10%.
We got
off the top. The first part of the tie.
We need plausible deniability, all right?
So to close out, I do want to share a personal message that our good friend Bob Larson had for yours truly years ago.
I tell you what, Steve, it is a joy for me to be able to hear from you. I mean, it's a joy. I got to tell you, you are truly an inspiration to me that after 4 years,
You're still going on. You've got day-by-day deliverance, and you've got victory.
Thank you so much, Bob. Appreciate that.
Oh, that's so sweet. He believes in you.
He does. After 4 years, he believes in me. 4 years of this podcast, almost.
It's not even been 4 years.
It's been 3 years and a couple months. So thank you, Bob. Until next time, though, I'm Steve.
And I'm Alec.
And we'll see you later.
I'm President George H.W. Bush, and this has been a Crunchy Lightbulb podcast.